Hi guys, I'm just going to walk you through how I would approach this nested for loop challenge. So I'm just going to walk through the steps and just show you how I would do things. This beginning part just seems like an explanation. Hopefully you would have already looked through that before watching this video. So let's just get started on step 1. So it's asking us to draw 10 ellipses on the x-axis and 5 ellipses on the y-axis, drawn with a 100 pixel margin. So if we run the code at the moment, we just have a line of circles, and we have a line of 50 circles that are drawn at height divided by 2. But we do have our nested for loop structure already set out for us. We just need to actually use it in a way that's meaningful. At the moment we've used a mapping function to spread out our circles evenly across the x-axis, but we haven't done that for the y-axis yet. So let's do that first. So instead of y-pos equals height divided by 2, let's pop in a mapping function here. And ultimately we're going to be doing the same thing that was done for the x positions, but for the y positions. That's going to 4 instead of 49. And it's asked for a border of 100 pixels, a margin. So we'll give that 100 to height minus 100. So if we run this, okay, it's looking closer to this final output. I think what's happening is there's a lot of circles being drawn on the x-axis, and so we're drawing still 50 circles on the x-axis, and here it's asking us to draw 10. So let's change this for loop to 10 instead of 50, and then this will become 9. And there we have a nice nested for loop. And I think if we make this large and then rerun it, so it evenly spreads out based on the screen size because of the mapping function that we used. And that works perfectly. So let's move on to step 2. Now, here we've been given a little bit of a hint about what to use to actually make this work and look like the image below. So if you think back to the week 2 lecture, Kaz talked about the modulus operator. So we're going to be using that, and that's just checking if a certain number, this statement right here is checking if a certain number is divisible by 2, and if that has a remainder of 0, so therefore it is divisible by 2, then it will return true and we can make a certain statement happen. So let's reset this, let's run it. So again, we have a straight line of circles. I think we can just copy this code that we've got here as a start to save us some time. Okay, so now we have our nice nested for loop structure of circles. And I think what we want to do now is pop in this if statement here to set a condition as to when we're going to be drawing these squares. So I'm going to say if x is divisible by 2 and there's no remainder, then draw a circle. Else, let's draw a square. So I'm going to write rect at xpos and ypos, and let's give it 50 as its size as well. And let's format this so it's all nice and neat. Okay, and let's run this. All right, so we've got the general structure there. So every second column, there's squares being drawn instead of circles. Now, this might be irritating you, that it's being drawn like not aligned. And we're also given a little hint as to why that would happen. So we need to use the rect mode center. So I think at the moment it's being drawn from the corner here in the top left corner. So if this ever happens and you see that it's not drawing exactly how you want it to draw, it's probably the rect mode's fault. So there are different types of rect mode. Often we use corner or center. So center just draws it from the middle of the actual circle itself, or rectangle itself. So let's run that now. And then we've got exactly what the image is asking us to do. And that's the code for this challenge.